Hey guys, by Brennaman here. I'm a realtor in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. I am standing in Hamlin Plantation today in front of the clubhouse, and we're going to take you on a tour of a home that we recently sold here inside of Hamlin Plantation in the subsection called The Sound. And the video is unfortunately not the video I normally shoot, which is the one I shoot probably a couple of days prior to close. This video is a video I shot to preview it for my clients when they did the contract, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, y'all, so I'm standing on the front porch and I'll grab you a video of this house, and I believe your daughter and maybe son-in-law is going to meet me, maybe even grandchild, I think, maybe not. But anyway, here is the video. So, you know, good sized yard. It's like parking for 3 cars or for a 3-bed garage. I love this house. I mean, you know, this section of Hamlin Plantation is certainly my favorite, and I think probably be a really good place to potentially invest if you didn't go brand new, because I do think building costs, if you factor in lot costs, which are obviously not inexpensive as you've seen, that more than likely you're going to be better off buying existing construction. But I guess we'll have to find out as we move through the process. So let me back out of here. You can see nice tall doors. Let's see if they're solid. Feels like they're, I can't tell. I have to grab that again. And then bathroom. Let's see what we got over here. We'll do the steps upstairs last. This is the elevator shaft. So, you know, they don't have an elevator in it, but it is ready to rock and roll when that time comes. We'll go down there, but I'm gonna we'll do the rest of the house, and then we'll do down there. And I'm guessing powder bath. Yeah, I can see why they've already gotten a bunch of showings and got one offer. I mean, so far I can see this as being a really nice house. Nice molding, I mean, nice crown molding. It's a big old bottle of jug of wine or port or something. So I would say, you know, there's a lot, if you like this floor plan, there's a lot of houses built like this throughout this subsection of Hamlin, as well as, you know, Park West, Dunes West, and a lot of these in Rivertown too. Chris Ravenel was the builder. I looked that up earlier this morning, and he's a great builder. He builds high-end custom homes on, get this door open, on Daniel Island. He builds in Hibben, and, you know, he's a respected builder. I would, you know, from the work I've seen him do over the years, he would be somebody that I would consider using if I needed a builder. Sorry. So it backs up to, that's marsh wetlands, so that wouldn't be built on behind you. And I'm going to do the backyard once we get done with the inside and once I go underneath the house. So I'll get you a little shot of it off of here, show you the steps, but we're gonna go down there and do all that once we get through the inside part of the house. Let me show you the appliances. I mean, probably saw these on, I'm not sure who makes this. This is a Thermador.
looks like a thermidor range. Microwave's built into the counter. All right, let's go upstairs. Your daughter, whoops, let's do this laundry room and then we'll go upstairs. So that's all their table equipment and possibly, you have a cat though, keep that in mind if you're cat allergic. It doesn't, smells nothing. I mean, I would not have guessed a cat lives here. So they must stay on top of it. And so you've got this big old bank of windows. So you get a lot of, natural light, obviously, depending on the time of the year. Huh. All right. And it looks like it's I believe it's an oak. Hardwood floor certainly could be refinished if you needed to refinish it. Or if you didn't like, I guess I should say if you didn't like it light like that is. Here's the other part of the elevator shaft. And then there should be one more closet like this on the bottom floor. Okay, so you've got bedroom in the front. So I like the front, so I like the furniture piece vanity. I like the fact that it has plantation shutters throughout the house. I mean, those are about $300 a window. I guess if you're spending as much as you're spending on something like this, well, $300 a window, still $300 a window. Another thing, that's nice from what I can, see right now, the closets are built out as opposed to, in some cases you'll see these houses come on the market for in the million range like this, and they have wire closets. So hopefully that stays steady throughout. It's like an office. No door, but it could. You could easily put a pocket door, not a pocket door, a barn door on here, and that would fix if you needed quiet and more privacy. Then down the hall, you've got another bedroom. So you got Yankees fans. Won't hold that against them, or if you're a Yankees fan, which I can't remember. I don't think we talked baseball. So this is, okay, yeah, so it's a full shower. And then looks like this is kind of maybe dressing closet. Very big, large size. Nice soaking tub. Metal roof, which is a plus. Big shower. See, thick glass, which I don't think most people would probably even know, but I always think you can tell some of the quality in a house by how heavy the doors are and shower glass being thicker. Okay, so that's this up here. Let's say I want to go, there's something on the other side. No, there's not, there's just a little pop in. So a big bedroom. Lots of natural light. So let's go downstairs. Your daughter should be getting here. It's 9:56. So I was going to tell you if you're texting with her, which you wouldn't be since I'm videoing this and uploading it later. Oh, there she is. Come on in. Come on. Yes. No, you're fine. Okay. For your mom and dad. I'm Bob.
Yeah. Great. I'm Jordan. Nice to meet you.
Jordan, nice to meet you. I am going downstairs underneath the house. You make yourself at home and grab a video for them. So
perfect. Sounds good.
All right. So obviously Jordan just joined us. And so they've got this down here, you know, you can see this plastic. This is what a lot of people do, you know, to keep the moisture out, potentially keep, you know, less bugs from getting down here. The one thing you would have to have, and I'm sure they do because it doesn't smell like anything down here, is to have a dehumidifier. No, they might not. But again, the plastic is something that you can put up. I mean, some people put styrofoam up, you know, if you wanted to, you know, make it more sealed off down here. Some people put like, kind of like you see the cheap coolers at the grocery store, but thicker versions of those that are cut for the outlets. And this is the rest of the elevator shaft. So it goes first floor, which we're on, second floor to the main living area, third floor to the where a master bedroom is. Oh, and what I was going to say, one of the great things, I mean, I met the owner before he left. I was over here a few minutes early, and he is probably, I would say he's probably in his early 60s, if I had to guess, maybe mid 60s. These are the best type of people to buy a house from. I mean, he's been retired for a while, I'm guessing, and he's a big baseball fan. I don't know if he still plays baseball. Huh. He got an over 60 league, or maybe he's got grandkids. Anyway, so this, you know, epoxy floor, you could eat off of this floor in here. It's super clean. And he does have a dehumidifier, which is running right there. And it's still, I mean, it's very humid today. So I don't smell anything down here, so I wouldn't have any concerns whatsoever about that. And then he's got this room, and I think we talked about this, you know, that you could do this type of finish off downstairs underneath these elevated houses. It's not insurable because it's in a flood zone, but in all honesty, if it ever flooded, I mean, your house would be torn off the foundations before it ever floods. I don't worry about flooding, and I wouldn't advise y'all to be that worried about it either, because I think the statistical likelihood of that happening, if it ever did, your house would be ripped off the foundations, because you would have to have massive storm surge in order to get water underneath here. All that to say this, it would not be insurable. So underneath here, you know, this is a nice area too. You know, in some of these houses, I mean, most of this price point, you're going to see this finished off. Sometimes you come out and there's more of like a little pad, and then not as much cement, because cement's expensive. But you can see, let's see, I think probably the easiest thing to do would be the best thing for y'all would be to walk around the yard. You can see the steps that I, you know, was at the top of earlier. But very, very well-maintained home. I would be shocked if it had much of anything in an inspection report. And again, I believe what Carrie had commented or communicated to you and me this morning, they've already had one offer on this. They couldn't get the terms, but I hear they're circling back. So I don't know that this is going to be, you know, if we're ready to do something quick, I think it's something that could be viable, but at the same time, we could end up, they're going to get another offer on this, whether it's just people that are put the original offer in coming back, or it's new offers as they have multiple showings today. Anyway, hopefully that is what y'all needed, and you're having a good day. I'm going to go talk to Jordan, and bye.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap. Again, my name's Bob Brennaman with Brennaman Group. If you like our videos, be sure to click in the right-hand corner of your screen to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to talk to me about anything related to Charleston, South Carolina, and to Mount Pleasant real estate, restaurants, things to do when you come on vacation, I love to talk about this area. And you can reach me at 843-345-6074. You can check out our website for all of Charleston, which is BrennamanGroup.com. Till next time, y'all.